Yo, 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 what up, what up? Welcome to this episode. Tonight we're talking about, what are we talking about tonight? Talking about what's going on in crypto. That's what's going on. I'm going to talk about some of the news, some of the stuff that's just kind of came up. So we'll just get a little minute here and get going here in a second. Alright guys, let's jump into it. Everybody's doing well tonight. Alright, let's go. So in this episode I kind of want to talk about just the general stuff happening right now. That kind of thing. So we all know Do Kwon has been arrested. He's been arrested for over a week now. This article was released on the Bitcoinist, a great news site, by the way. I don't know if you guys check this out, but it's one of the more trusted, in my opinion, trusted. I mean, take everything you read with crypto as with a grain of salt, but this to me has been a pretty reliable news source for quite a while that initially I didn't look at regularly, but I would kind of look at just in general, and it's become a more regular outlet I go to for news, for this channel, for my own personal know-how. So Do Kwon was ordered to cease liquidating millions in crypto by prosecutors. So the FBI has, and other regulators, everybody that wants this guy has issued dire warnings to Binance, international exchanges, to pin this guy's wallet address and stop him from liquidating crypto. They've frozen all his real estate assets, all his physical assets, that kind of thing. And good riddance. I mean, this guy, the thing is, guys, is if we look back over the course of the scams, and I did a video earlier today, these people always get caught. I mean, one way or another. I think there's some people on the BitConnect side, the BitConnect, can't even talk tonight, BitConnect scam that have not been caught, but for the most part, these people that run these scams, I don't know if they just can't keep their hands out of the cookie jar long enough to realize what they're doing, but they always get caught. I'm sure there's been people that have ran big scams in the past that have not got caught, and those people are probably a lot smarter than the ones that do get caught. But most people that run these scams on a large mass scale, I don't know what happened with Mt. Gox. That was more of a hack, but I have my own personal thoughts about it. But these people are just dumb. I mean, this guy got caught boarding a plane in Montenegro trying to go to Dubai. I mean, he just couldn't keep still. I mean, I hate to look back at this and try to wonder how this guy could have got away with it, but it seems like he would have had plastic surgery and just gone under the radar, transferred all his coins and transferred it to Zcash, Monero, and made out like a bandit and thief within the night, but he didn't. He had to try to board a plane with fake passports. I mean, how stupid could you be? He has a very recognizable face, at least for me. I mean, he's got just a face that kind of stands out. Even, a lot of people have this idea that, a lot of Asian people look the same. That's not true, but this guy specifically has a very distinct face, and he got caught trying to board a plane in a very small country, a very affluent country, trying to go to Dubai. I mean, he should have just stayed in Siberia, kept a low profile, and but it just shows, guys. I mean, these people are not above anybody. I mean, they're not above the law. They're not above crypto. I mean, it's actually better that the authorities caught this guy, because, you know, there was a guy that was knocking on Do Kwon's residence home, and his wife had to contact the police because she was scared for her life. And this is the type stuff we do. I mean, this is the type stuff people do when you basically run a scam on them and steal all their money. So you guys know the story behind me with Twitter about how I got banned. I told Bitcoin private developers I was going to kill them. So, you know, I wasn't being serious, but nonetheless, I mean, that's Do Kwon for you, a dumbass. Do Kwon the dumbass. So it's better that he got caught by authorities. Maybe he's in protective custody, I don't know. But if I was this guy, I would be scared for my life. I wouldn't be scared of jail. I wouldn't be scared of potentially doing, you know, financial crimes, guys. At the end of the day, they're not punished as hardcore as, you know, a lot of different crimes that could be punished a lot. You could be punished a lot more for. You know, the magnitude, this was huge. You know, SBF, Sam Bankman-Fried, the magnitude of how much money we're talking about is huge. But it's like, yeah, Bernie Madoff got a long sentence, but I mean, who knows how much these people will get sentenced to. It might not be as bad as one thinks. Maybe they'll get 10 years, maybe 15 years, 20 years, maybe they'll get life. But you know, I don't know what goes through these people's head when they're knowing they're fucking people out of pretty much their life savings, everything that they've worked for, just for greed. So I made an episode a couple weeks back, or whenever this guy, I don't know, maybe it's been a week or two. I don't really follow the timeline, but I kind of referenced him as the King Midas of crypto. And the reason I did that is, in the story of King Midas, greed gets the better of the king himself. He had a wish that everything he touched turned to gold. He couldn't drink or eat food, and his life was miserable beyond belief, because he thought, because he had all this money, he was going to be happy. It was going to bring him joy. And you know, I hope Do Kwon has a realization that you know, this was not worth it, and I'm sure he will. Maybe he thinks it is worth it. Maybe he has siphoned enough money into alternative private coins, and maybe his family from generations to come will have enough to live a very well-off life. But I don't think that's the case. I think this guy was just greedy. He had a little bit of intellect to create this scam from the outside looking in, but he didn't realize that there's always people on the outside looking at you do things, and anything in life, not just crypto. So if you're going to run a scam on someone, yeah, you might get away with it. You might get away with it quite a bit, like BitConnect did, or OneCoin did, or Plus Token did. And look what happened to the lady from OneCoin. People are saying she's been killed by gangsters. So, you know, what's worse? Is it really worth all the greed and the wealth to inevitably just die? I mean, we're all going to die anyways, but my point is it really worth all that to just become rich? I don't think it is, guys, personally. I mean, I would love to be on the other side of the wealth gap, but in reality, there's three things that I value more than wealth: freedom, freedom, freedom. I mean, it's the lucky three, right? Can't think of anything else I'd rather have. I've been in jail. I know how that stuff goes. I've been down that road. So I mean, I'm not talking this kind of stuff like Do Kwon, but I've seen the other side. Nothing's worth it. Nothing's worth your freedom. Nothing's worth any of that stuff. So when you're thinking about how you can get up on the next guy, and in his eyes, this guy thinks he's essentially better than everyone. because you can kind of tell in his mannerisms and the little things that he does that he has this I'm better than you attitude, or at least that's the vibe I got. You know, I don't know, drop it in the comments if you maybe felt the same way, but I kind of got the vibe after looking back at some of his videos that he's just like, oh, well, I'm Do Kwon and I know everything. But he didn't realize that while he was doing this, he didn't have a plan out. He just had a plan to get what he wanted. And you can't trust people like this. You can't trust people that will do anything and everything to get what they want and have no empathy or regret towards the people that they hurt along the way. There's plenty of ways to make money. There's plenty of ways to become rich. There's plenty of ways to develop a good functionable cryptocurrency. I mean, and you don't have to do these scams to do that. These people just don't want to put in the work. They just want a handout, and he got a handout from millions of people around the world supporting his project as he basically just stole their money. And that's all this really was. This wasn't a big mistake that he made. This was a black and white scam. Easiest thing to see from a million miles away. That's all it was. And basically, you know, this caught up with him, and at this point in time, he's the one that's sitting alone, having to deal with the repercussions of what he did. So I'm glad he's caught. I'm glad that he's, you know, the terror victims can have a closure to this. But like I said, these scammers, they never really get away with it. So if you're on the side of the computer screen thinking that you're gonna get away with a scam, you might get away with it on a small scale. You might get away with it for 5-10 years, but most of the time, I would say 90% or more. You know, there is that 10% or whatever the percentage that does get away with it. But my question to you is it worth it? Is it worth the risk? Is it worth knowing that you're putting yourself in a position where you could get caught, as well as screwing people over that are gonna potentially kill you? I mean, this guy's probably honestly safer in jail than he is if people knew where he was at. Because there's a lot of people that lost a lot of money, that know a lot of people, that know a lot of people. And if he's just floating around the world and people know where he's at, people are going to track him down and kill him. This is a world market. These world people that have money invested in stuff, they will kill you if you bluntly run a scam. Now, if he just had a coin that went down kind of, that wasn't a scam, it just didn't promise what he said was gonna promise, and maybe he overpromised and underdelivered like 99% of the cryptocurrencies out there, you know, maybe he could have slipped through the cracks, slipped by the radar. But when people find out it's just a black and white scam, something starts in their mind. And it's happened to me with Bitcoin private when I lost pretty much like, I don't know, 3 Bitcoins, 4 Bitcoins almost. And when you know that you've been scammed, just outright scammed, there's almost like a switch that goes off in your head where it's almost like you're not thinking clearly because you've been manipulated, you've been buying into the scam, you thought it was real, and it's almost like you were trying to see the benefits of what it was being portrayed as. So you were not only believing it, you were promoting something that you later to find out was a scam, and you get extremely mad. I mean, I know I was extremely mad when Bitcoin private, when I found out it was finally a scam. And it was more than just losing the 4 Bitcoins. It was more than just losing the cryptocurrency positions, because I've lost money in crypto tons of times. I mean, you guys know about my $2 million Dogecoin non-realized gains, But there's been other times that I've lost crypto. I've lost crypto on other scams, IDH. There's been other cryptocurrencies that I've lost money on. But when you know you've been outright scammed, it kind of does something different to you. I mean, it really, really gets you down to the root core, extremely pissed. And I mean, I can honestly say, like, this guy, Do Kwon, is better off in jail, better off in prison than if people were to find out where he is at. Because it only takes one person to find out where you're at, and you're fucking dead in this case. And if people knew where Do Kwon was at, like, he doesn't need to be scared of the law enforcement. They're not going to kill him. I mean, they might, but who's going to kill him is some crazy person that has gone crazy because he realizes that he or she has realized that they have been scammed. And it only takes one person to kill you. But in Do Kwon's case, I would say there were multiple people that had hits out on for this man. So, I mean, I really do firmly believe this guy is better behind bars than, you know. Breaking news, crypto giant Binance in hot water. CEO responds to trading violations claims. We've been hearing this shit forever, guys. So I'm going to jump topics here. We'll talk about Binance in a minute. A very brief minute, because it's the same real stuff. You know, it's the same real stuff with Binance. The US is pissed because Binance is Chinese, even though Binance claims they're not Chinese, that they don't have any direct ties to China. But at the root core, Binance is Chinese. We all know it. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, I think the better for cryptocurrency if Binance just admits that. And I think Binance should just leave the US, honestly. They've taken enough crap. They've tried to prove themselves long enough. They've gone through and gotten more licensors than any other cryptocurrency exchange in the world. And it's like still not good enough. And at the same time, the US is saying, oh, well, you sold securities, or you let securities trade on your exchange. You've let these derivatives products be available to US customers. Like, it's all garbage. I don't know what exactly how they are writing the bullshit about Binance, but you know, I had an episode recently where I was talking about Hit BTC and how you can literally go on Hit BTC, trade futures, derivative products on there, and nobody's going after Hit BTC. So it's like these shady exchanges get away with it, but Binance, who is actually trying to do things legit, who has never really had an issue with withdrawals, who has never really had a major hack, who has never, if they have been hacked, they've pulled from their own pockets to plug the hole. And you have exchanges like Hit BTC and a host of other crypto exchanges in the United States and around the world that are getting away with stuff that Binance would never fathom of getting away with. So I don't want to drag it out on Binance, guys. I think the US is unfair and unjust attacking them. I wish they would lay off, and I wish Binance would just give them the finger and start going to all these places like Argentina where they are introducing on-ramps. I did a video the other night about on-ramps against the Argentina peso, which is going to change the world for these countries that are experiencing high inflation. And it's finally going to give that inflation currency a chance to shine in the form of crypto. And it might be a long time before that actually happens because of the Forex exchange rate and the premium on it, but it's saying it's at least going to build up into the system, the crypto ecosystem, and long term will have a positive effect from that. So I'm done with the Binance thing, guys. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I mean, it is what it is. Hopefully we'll get some news where Binance just packs up and leaves the United States, because I don't think that the Binance should stay, honestly. At this point, I'd like to see them go. I'd like to see them give the finger to the United States and say, hey, you know, we've tried to please you in every way we can, but you are not pleasable. You are not giving us the regulation to go on, like XRP said, and, you know, and stop waiting. The exchanges need to stop waiting on the U.S. to bend over for them. They're not going to. The U.S. is always going to try to there's always going to be problems. You know, crypto always wins with crypto. Sorry, the US doesn't win the crypto fight. Crypto always wins with crypto. So there's always going to be problems with crypto, with regulation, with the United States trying to hinder innovation. It's happened in solar. It's happened in electric vehicles. Those are just two that I can think of off the top of my head that I've talked about on this channel. There's been many more. The very long, slow fight to nuclear energy. I mean, nuclear energy, guys. Why are we not using nuclear energy around the world? And don't give me that crap. There's no way to store the waste, because that's bullshit. There's plenty of places to store it. There's plenty of safe places to store it. The reason is for profits. They cannot profit on nuclear energy the same way they profit on coal, other things. So don't believe what you hear on the news or, you know, from these politicians and stuff, because it's all a bunch of garbage. They're all the same. Doesn't matter if you're red or blue, Democrat or Republican. They're all the same. So this guy started to pop up on YouTube again. I don't know if you remember his face. He's a worm. Raoul Pal, however you say his name. This guy is the biggest fanboy of crypto, but he never brings anything positive to crypto. I've watched a few of his videos. He's always blabbering off at the mouth about irrelevant stuff, about, you know, whatever's hot today, whatever, this kind of stuff. I wish this guy would just stop. And if you guys watch this guy, I'm just giving you a warning. He doesn't know about crypto. He's new to crypto. And if you're watching this channel, you probably are getting more out of something authentic than the bullshit that this guy is telling you. So I saw this guy started popping up on YouTube recently, and I heard a few articles that he's like back promoting, you know, stuff. But this guy is a Michael Saylor crypto fanboy. That's all he is. He's not a true believer. He's not a crypto enthusiast. He is just a fucking cheerleader. So I just wanted to forewarn you guys, if you're new to crypto and you see this guy's stupid fucking face popping up on YouTube, you might as well just skip over it. He's got a big marketing campaign to try to talk about everything he wants to talk about, but unfortunately the things he talks about deserve this. Bye bye, Raoul Pal. Fucking moron. All right, so I got another thing I'm going to talk about. Is governance all it's chalked up to be? Arbitrum's first governance vote sparks debate. So I made a video the other night too, and I want to kind of retouch on it. There's never been a good airdrop, ever. In fact, if you go back and you look at Neo and Ontology, that's going to be the only hope for a good airdrop. And look more into that, about the 10% that was airdropped. Ontology to Neo, Neo to Ontology, vice versa. Same way you look at it, if you look on how it was done. But there's never been a good airdrop, ever. I want you guys to know that, engrave it in your fucking head, and if Arbitrum becomes the first successful airdrop, then, you know, so be it. But up till this point, there's been multiple airdrops. They have all been shit. They have all been really fucking stupid. And really, airdrops are not free money. People need to get this idea that the definition of an airdrop, the way they make it seem like it's free, like, oh, you're getting free money. No, you're not. You're getting money in the form of some type of transaction fee that is being gifted back to you in the form of a airdrop. There's different qualifications for airdrop. Well, I held it. No, you held a certain amount for a certain time so the snapshot could take place. So actually realize what airdrops are and realize there's never been a good one, ever. So I'm not going to spend any more time with Arbitrum. I'm not even going to bring it up again. This will be the last time I talk about this fucking scam from a certain amount of transaction fees that you did, and the snapshot gives you the tokens, and then they did this stupid fucking voting mechanism that went to shit. Read up on it. It will not be talked about on this channel again unless it goes way up or goes way down, and I'm hoping it goes way down because I think that's where it's going to go. And even if it goes up, it's only because everybody sold out and the company that created it pumps it up. So I will not be talking about this anymore. So yeah, a new thing going on here. I mean, this is really just an auto-generated article, I feel like, but I feel like it did have some merit, so I did save it and wanted to kind of touch on it. It's on Litecoin and Neo. It was written 21 hours ago. It's a press release. Again, I think it is a little bit auto-generated, which I don't see a lot of this kind of stuff on Bitcoinist, but this one did hit the altcoin news page. So basically, they're just talking about 2023, some upside potential in Litecoin. I know a lot of people like when I talk about Litecoin on this channel. I did buy some Litecoin the other day too. I bought Litecoin, Tezos, a little bit of Bitcoin Cash, and I think that was it. I'm going to try to buy a little bit more Neo in the next coming weeks too. Even though it's up, I do want to support the project a little bit more, even though I'm buying it almost 100% up now, but it's all good. Litecoin was recently announced that nearly $1 trillion has been moved into its network since its launch. With Litecoin still widespread among crypto enthusiasts, its future looks bright. Now I want to take you guys back to a story when I first got into crypto, back when I made some money in 2017. I was at Five Guys, I was having lunch, and I walked outside, I was talking to my friend outside. Or we were talking about crypto inside Five Guys. I even remember what I had. I had like a fucking hot dog with jalapenos on it or something like that. Hot dog, fries, talking about crypto. So there's this group of people, I think it was 2 guys and a girl, somewhere sitting. So I walked outside, we were talking. I don't remember what we were talking about outside, and this guy that was sitting in the same table behind us came outside, and he said, "Hey, I heard you guys talking about cryptocurrency in here. I just want to let you know I've been part of Litecoin for a very long time, and I have enough Litecoin right now to buy any home in Orange County." I looked at this guy, kind of glanced him up and down. You know, I don't like to prejudge people because this guy just looked like an average guy. You know, he wasn't flashy or anything like that. But he said he was holding Litecoin. I don't remember what he said he got it at, so it doesn't matter. But he said he'd been holding Litecoin so long that he could buy any home in Orange County for cash. So this guy's a diehard. I remember this story that I tell because it's one of those stories that I remember about crypto. And I always kind of revisit it in my mind, and you know, I believe that what the guy was saying now. And at the time, I really didn't because I didn't know about crypto. And I thought, you know, what is this guy? This guy just looks like an average guy. You know, I'm trying to get rich overnight. What is he talking about? He has enough crypto Litecoin to buy any home in Orange County. But now that I've revisited this story in my head, this experience in my head, I have came to the realization that I believe now this guy was telling the truth. And I believe that for quite a while now. So I do think Litecoin has a very strong community. I do not think it matters that Charlie Lee sold his bag. And if you think it does matter if Charlie Lee sold his bag, well, ask Charlie Lee if he thinks he should have sold his bag. And more, ask yourself if you'd rather Charlie Lee still be holding Litecoin, or would you rather Litecoin be up thousands of percents on Bitcoin Core in 2017 and on dollars in the present? And that might be hard for you to understand now, but I think the longer you're in crypto, that last part will make more and more sense to you. So Litecoin at the time of writing has a value of about $93. I mean, it seems like the value was around $32 when I got in. I mean, I know it's gone up to 300. I know it's gone up to 100 a few times. But I think Litecoin has found a new support level kind of around $70, $80, $90, $100, seems like. So not only that, the trading volume for Litecoin has also increased 20% at the same time. So, you know, trading value on Litecoin is up. Time of writing, it sits at about 673 million. So it's a lot. I don't know the market cap of Litecoin. It doesn't really matter, but I know it's a couple billion. The technical analysis for Litecoin, this is what I mean. I think some of this is auto-generated, but nonetheless, I thought it was some cool points that I, think that are true about Litecoin. I'm not going to talk about Collateral Network. I don't want to know about it. I don't know about it. It's not enough for me to even visit it, but I am going to touch on this NEO thing and then probably wrap this episode up. NEO also, so I saw on NEO's website, they were talking about this Twitter Spaces on their website. What I like about NEO is they do have their own news on their actual website. And NEO has been very active in the community, guys, in the crypto community. They launched their N3, and for the longest time, you were earning gas no matter how much NEO you were holding, just by holding NEO on N2, I guess it was called, N2 before N3. And N3 is the now mainnet that all the NEO is, you can still hold it on N2, but if you have a certain amount of NEO on N3, you're basically like a validator. They kind of did everything that Ethereum does, or is going to do now, but they've already done it. I mean, they moved faster than Ethereum, and people, I've heard some people say that NEO isn't following the timelines as fast as they said, but they've actually, that's actually not true. NEO actually has followed the timelines that they said, and they've actually done it quicker than Ethereum, and they're doing it better than Ethereum, in my opinion. So there's more devs on Ethereum, but that's only because people are running ERC20 contracts, and essentially those are the projects on top of Ethereum. So when you hear this idea that, Ethereum has the most developers, well, yeah, they have the most people with their projects on top of Ethereum, because it's very easy to make a project on Ethereum compared to trying to convince people that putting it on something like NEO is the way to go. Now, there have been projects, DeFi projects, Flamingo Finance, Ontology. There have been successful projects built on top of NEO that have performed very well against dollars and had some breakout moments when other main market indicators, widespread on a wide variety of coins, have not been up. These coins that I just mentioned have gone up. These tokens, these DeFi projects. We looked at Flamingo Finance here on a live stream for a couple live streams over a year ago when the market was pretty much all red for weeks. Flamingo Finance went 200-300% up. Ontology has done the same thing. And ONG, which is the token on top of Ontology for their, to do the trade. It's like NEO Gas basically, but it's on Ontology. So I don't want to dive any more past that. I'm just letting you know that anything Ethereum can do, NEO can do as well. And this whole long thing to get Ethereum to proof of stake, it's taking fucking forever. And the only reason that Ethereum has more devs on its side is because it's easier to convince people that they're the new Ethereum layer 2, or they're a project built on Ethereum, than it is for people to be convinced that they have a project on NEO. But once these things start being interchangeable between chains, and it's already happening, this is going to be less attractive for the Ethereum network, in my personal opinion. Green Boy J, what up, what up? We need to talk about BCH prediction. Yeah, I can do that. What should I besides BCH right now? What should I buy besides BCH right now? You need a sleeve tattoo. Yeah, I got a few tattoos. I don't know if I'm gonna get a sleeve though. It's a little much for me. Crypto's my escape plan, bro. You like Litecoin? Yeah, I do like Litecoin. I do like Litecoin, guys. I've used Litecoin a lot. I've supported Litecoin over the years, and it seems to be overall a really good community. And I kind of wish that I've kind of wished that I've been in Litecoin a little bit. I'm trying to get some stuff going here, guys, so I can get a little bit of background music for you guys. I don't know if you like it, but I feel like it does. I do like Litecoin, okay, guys? I've always used Litecoin, and I feel like I should have supported Litecoin more. up till this point because I haven't had big bags of Litecoin. I'm trying to increase my bag. Like I said, I'm buying it now higher than I could have bought it for a long time, but nonetheless, I am buying it. And, you know, basically, Litecoin works great, guys. I think it's not as secure as some other cryptocurrencies that I like, but I mean that's a very general statement. Like to say it's not secure, like people say Bitcoin SV is not secure because there's basically only 2 miners, you know, and there's been a miner that's been mining empty blocks for quite a long time, and that miner isn't sabotaging the chain. So it's like, it's kind of a very general statement to say, oh, well, it's not as secure. Like, according to who? Ethereum Classic suffered a 51% attack, and months later it went to an all-time high against dollars. And it jumped on Ethereum. It was one of the only coins that it didn't hit an all-time high on Bitcoin Core, but it went up significantly on Ethereum, and it went up significantly on Bitcoin Core compared to other altcoins. So I just don't really buy that. Like, I don't think it's a fair statement. Now, I know the script algorithm that Litecoin runs is not fundamentally as attractive to in a crypto world, basically because it's not as good as the other. I mean, there's a ton of difference. The SHA. I mean, there's Blake. I mean, there's X11 on Dash. There's tons of different algorithms that different mineable cryptos use, and I know that script for Litecoin has been. I've heard it that it's not as good, but you know, whatever. It's got a great community. They are promoting peer-to-peer payments and have been since Litecoin's ever been around, since I've seen the coin. You know, is it the digital silver? Maybe Litecoin, but they do have a very active community and support. And like I said, that story about the guy at Five Guys that I saw, you know, little stuff like that. I have bought into Litecoin, guys. I think it's, you know, I am a fan, and I feel that Litecoin does have a significant spot in crypto, and I don't think it's going anywhere. I don't, for the littlest bit, think that Litecoin is not going to be around. I think Litecoin, and if you look at it, and I do recommend, guys, looking at the Litecoin Summit. I do recommend looking at the Litecoin Summit because I think it's a fantastic demonstration of the possibilities of not only Litecoin, but what Litecoin is already doing. Litecoin is growing, guys. I mean, it has a lot of partnerships that are in place that are coming up. It is up there with Bitcoin Cash, in my personal opinion, in terms of adoption, in terms of how it can be used. Now, there are certain things about Bitcoin Cash that I do like more than Litecoin. You know, and that's anything from the branding to the type algorithm to the type people in the community that are kind of more on like a personal no basis with me. I mean, I know a lot of people in the Bitcoin Cash community on, I feel, like a personal basis. I've talked to Bitcoin Jeremy. I've talked to I don't know why I was calling Bitcoin Jeremy. I talked to Jeremy from the Bitcoin Cash podcast. He's been on a live show before. You know, I've talked with other people, Bitcoin Jason. You know, that might not seem like a lot of people, but I feel like I'm connected to a lot of people among the Bitcoin Cash community on a personal level. But that's only because I haven't seeked the same thing out in the Litecoin community. And that might be by chance, it might be by my own direction. But, you know, I know the people in Litecoin are there. I know they're supporting it. And they are supporting peer-to-peer payments. And they have been for as long as I've seen Litecoin. And when I first got into crypto, actually, guys, I used Litecoin quite a bit to move money on and off exchanges because I found that it worked. It was incredibly fast. I found that very early on. And Coinbase is where I bought crypto in 2017, July, August, and then into the end of the year, into 2018. And the only thing they had on there was Litecoin, Ethereum, and BTC Core. And I think Litecoin was a little under $30 when I saw it. And it hovered around $32 for quite a while, and then it went back down to $32. But I feel like this new Litecoin low is, I feel like it's really going to be, a double the lows that it was when I got into it. I think maybe like 65 to $100 is kind of, it might be the bottom on Litecoin in terms of dollars. And it has risen on Bitcoin Core. I do want you guys just to look at this, not much. I mean, it hasn't been like an insane rally, but in 2019, here's the plus token scam I've been talking about. Litecoin was the number one, when crypto dumped after the Bitcoin SV fork right here. Here's the Bitcoin SV fork. Here's the Bitcoin Cash fork right here. Here's the Bitcoin SV fork right here, and this is on Bitcoin Core. It was the best performing coin against Bitcoin Core that I know of, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it's the only one that was like a notable coin that rose against Bitcoin Core after the Bitcoin SV fork. Yeah, I mean it's the truth, and people were exiting this plus token scam using Litecoin because it was fast. Turn down the music. Okay. I guess it's a little loud, yeah. I'll crank it half down. Let me know if it's not down enough. I can put it down a little bit more. But do you love Litecoin? I mean, do I hate really anything? I mean, I hate a few things. Do I love really anything? I don't even really know if I love any of these coins, guys. Love is a strong word. I mean, do I love, I guess I love crypto. I guess that's fair. I think the music's, I'm turning down the music a little bit even more, guys. I think I had the wrong, I don't really love any cryptocurrency, guys. I mean, do I love Bitcoin Cash? Do I love Litecoin? I don't know, good question. I don't know that I love any crypto, honestly. I don't know that I love any cryptocurrency, specifically. There's certain things that I like about it. I think really my love is for cryptocurrency. The real cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency for payments, cryptocurrency for innovation, cryptocurrency for changing the world. There's certain ones I like over another. I like Bitcoin Cash more than Litecoin, but I like Litecoin. Does that make sense? I only buy top tier coins. I mean, yeah, Bitcoin Cash is definitely like up there in terms of what I consider to be a top tier coin that have all the attributes that I think are good for crypto. But I do think Litecoin is definitely up there as well. In fact, market cap wise, Litecoin is above, I believe right now above Bitcoin Cash. I mean, I'm almost positive about it. I mean, Litecoin was up there with Bitcoin Cash when a lot of these, I mean, again, I'm on World Coin Market Cap or World Coin Index, guys, but what is the real, let me give you a real accurate market cap of Litecoin and just an overall market cap of some of these coins we're looking at right now. Yeah, Litecoin's market cap is almost 6.5 billion. It is double, it's actually triple the market cap of Bitcoin Cash right now. So Bitcoin Cash is a very modest 2.4 billion at the moment. Ethereum Classic, Monero. I'm just naming the coins that I support that are above Bitcoin Cash right now. Litecoin, Doge, XRP is 26 billion. So I mean, XRP is literally 10 times the market cap of Bitcoin Cash at the moment. I do see potential upside in Bitcoin Cash, guys, and I think that this Grayscale holding trust and XRP have been kind of slowing this coin down, Bitcoin Cash down. I mean, what's really interesting about Bitcoin Cash, and I find it the most interesting, is how far it has fallen on volume, basically out of nowhere. I mean, I had been watching Bitcoin Cash on CoinMarketCap, which is really the only accurate tracking for cryptocurrency in general, in terms of volume, market cap, that kind of thing, guys. So whenever I look at World Coin Index, don't ever trust any of these numbers over here. I just like the simplicity on putting it against Bitcoin and Ethereum is why I use this website, but it's not accurate for market cap or any of that stuff. But off topic, anyways, Bitcoin Cash really has fallen on the volume side of stuff considerably. For the entire 2020, 21, most of 22, Bitcoin Cash was literally top 4 volume every day almost. I mean, sometimes it would slip to 5 or 6, but for years it was top volume, even during downtrends, even during upswings. It was still always at the top, and it just seemed like, I don't remember the date exactly, I covered it on one of these live streams, when we just noticed Bitcoin Cash just basically fell from this top 1 to 6 spot where it had been for years, almost out of nowhere, down to this just, you know, it just fell quite a bit, and I was very surprised to see that. I mean, now we're like all the way down here to like number 12 or even 15 on volume. We're only doing 88 million worth of volume on Bitcoin Cash, and like I said, I mean, it just dropped for no reason. There was no reason at all for the volume to drop how it did. So that's my personal opinion. I mean, I don't have an opinion on it because I don't know why. For the longest time, I mean, it was up there through down, through ups, through downs, through ups, and it just seemed like it just dropped for no reason. But I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, because I think a lot of these exchanges are, you got to remember, guys, exchanges are in the game to make profit. They're not going to give up positions unless there's profits to be made in giving up those positions, because they know the coins that are going to have value long term, despite how much volume they're doing, despite their current market caps. They know the handful of coins that are going to be essentially long-term gold, like it's almost like gold, like they're going to go up long-term based on more than just fundamentals of speculation. Bitcoin Cash is one of those. So my point is exchanges aren't going to give up positions unless there's massive profits to be made and they think they can come in and scoop up those positions later on. They might have been doing that on Bitcoin Cash before, and then they stopped because they saw that the profit margins weren't there for them, and you know, anything could be shouldn't be taken out of the equation. You can't take anything out in crypto because we just don't know. But I mean, we do know that Bitcoin Cash fell from a top volume coin for no apparent reason. There was no news about it. There was nobody following the fact that it dropped from spot. I mean, like, Bitcoin Cash was number spot 3 or 4 for years. And it sometimes, like I said, it would go down to 5 or 6, but I watched it for years, guys. I mean, that was one of the main driving forces that caused me to keep going into Bitcoin Cash, you know, averaging my buying out over time for years, because I was like, well, there's volume there. There's volume there. And it just it's dropped so far down, but it has been staying around 15, between like 15 and 12. So it's not like it kept dropping. You know, like other coins that I have, like Bitcoin SV has dropped, but I mean, Bitcoin SV has came back up too on the volume. So I mean, I don't have the answers, to be honest. Chad, do you think taking creatine actually helps muscle growth? I think eating good, clean food, if we're talking about, if you're trying to get bigger, I don't know how many meals you eat a day, but double it and don't take any supplements. I don't take any kind of supplements at all. And I'm probably, I'm almost 40 pounds heavier than I was this time last year when I was doing these live streams. So I was basically a little string bean for my whole life, skinny, not able to put on muscle. And the more you just got to work out hard, and you got to eat a lot of protein, not just protein, but you want to eat good, clean food. I mean, I eat the same foods every day, basically. I mean, I eat out occasionally. Every once in a while, like today, I kind of goofed around on my diet, but I have a very strict regimen and my physical. Because you got to remember, guys, you can be the smartest person in the world, but if you're not physically active, you're not going to be living up to your full potential. So if you're already super smart, and you're already, super good at something, or you have the right mindset, and I'm not saying you got to be like a bodybuilder or like a David Goggins or anything like that, but just try waking up and going on a run for 30 minutes at your own pace. You don't have to run fast because the guy next to you is passing you. Just run at what you think is fast for you, and just always compete with yourself when you're doing these little physical endurance challenges. Like, you want to put on muscle. I mean, guys, I'm 40 pounds heavier of solid muscle from the little guy you were talking to last year. So just eat clean foods, rice, vegetable, clean proteins, and make sure you're getting enough salt, but don't overdo the salt. I had an issue a couple months ago where I had gone like 2 days and did not have any, I didn't realize I didn't have salt, and I had like my muscles and stuff start locking up and twitching, and I just had, it sidetracked my mind. I was like, fuck, I haven't had any salt in fucking 2 days. And that can kill you, guys. You can have a heart attack, you can die. So I recommend, eating a couple good meals a day, clean meals. Eggs, potatoes for breakfast is usually what I eat. And then I'll eat chicken, rice, and vegetables 3-4 times a day. And then I'll usually eat out a meal at night. So I'm eating anywhere from 5 to 6 meals a day, and I'm working out like a bull. So that's how you put on muscle. If you wanna trim down, just run, stretch, swim, get on a bike, and I feel a whole lot better than I did pretty much most of my life, and I'm almost 36 years old, and I feel better than I did when I was 25, 18, and it's just it just goes back to working out. So I do recommend, guys, take care of your physical and it's not all about just eating properly. You want to work your muscles. You want to do some cardio in between there, because it's good for your body, and it carries over into other parts of your life. So yeah, I don't think creatine's worth anything. I mean, I've tried creatine a few times, but I never finished a bottle of it. I've maybe done creatine, maybe taken maybe 5, or maybe not 5, maybe I probably drank creatine maybe 15 or 20 times in my entire life, and I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing? And just never end up finishing it. But I don't even drink protein shakes or anything like that much. I do have some protein I just picked up from Costco. It's called Ascent. They have it at Whole Foods, and it's pretty expensive, but they had it at Costco for $52 a bag. A 4-pound bag. I paid $80 for that last time I bought it, so that's the only reason I bought it. But I don't drink a lot of protein powders or any of that stuff. Just eat food. Food is the biggest anabolic compound there is, and just work out and do cardio, and you'll put on muscle. I mean, like I said, I did. So yeah, it's my little bit on working out. You should work out. It's always good to work out. Every guy wants to have muscles. Every girl wants a guy with muscles. So, more reason to work out. Should I buy more BCH or more Doge? I would buy BCH, man, honestly. And that's not just because I lost profits on Doge. I just think Doge, I mean, guys, if Doge keeps pumping up, I mean, yeah, if you make a ton of money off Doge, that's great. I hope you turn around and cash out and buy other cryptos or swap it for other cryptos. But if Dogecoin just keeps going up because people are just speculating it going up, there's no set supply on Doge. There's no cap on how many coins can be created. And you know, even though Litecoin mining is secure in the Doge chain, like, what the fuck are we doing with Doge? I mean, I get it. It can be used as a payment system, but like, does it have the same principles built into it that make it a functional payment system long term? Is it the payment system we want to use? Like, when I buy a crypto, I ask myself, is this crypto going to be around, and does it have a use case and the functionality to be around for years to come? I don't feel that Dogecoin has even the community to carry it long term. Even their own community members, I think, said it was, or their own community creators were criticizing it and saying it's not worth this. What are you guys doing? And they're not even in the project, I don't think, anymore in terms of holding. So they're like Charlie Lee, but actually criticizing the project that they sold out on. And again, the people that are in Doge, I don't even think they reference it as a payment system, much less you know, a long-term sustainable payment system. Litecoin is a commodity. That's interesting. Maybe expand on that. Swill, welcome to the chat. Burrow, turn down the music. I think the music's good now. I think these chats are, I'm just moving slow through this chat box. Litecoin is accepted on most metal exchanges, and it's my go-to for crypto buying silver. Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know about that. I'm not saying you're wrong or right. I do believe you, because I don't have any reason to doubt you, Swill. So that's interesting that the exchanges are accepting Litecoin. I told you guys I watched the entire Litecoin, well, not all of it, but I watched a good fucking chunk of it. I would say probably 80% or more. And they were talking about Litecoin. Charlie Lee was just talking basically about how much adoption is happening on Litecoin. And you know, Charlie admits to not owning any Litecoin. Like, he either said I don't own any or I don't own a lot. He just wants the adoption to take off. And so do I. So, I mean, I do think Litecoin long term does have a definite use case. I think that it definitely is not going anywhere. The community is not going to let it go anywhere. And it does have a finite supply. And there's the similar qualities it has among, you know, Bitcoin Cash, Dash, some of these other cryptos. It does have all these great attributes, and it's been around the longest out of all those ones I mentioned. And it's gone up in price. It's gone up against dollars. It's gone up against Bitcoin Core. It's gone up against Ethereum. And like I said, after the Bitcoin SV fork, when the market bottomed out in 2018, 2019, it was in 2019, it was the number one gaining crypto out of a broader crypto market. I mean, it did better than most. It did better than most mineable cryptos. In fact, I think it was the number one. I don't know if Swill, if you're into Litecoin, it seems like you are. I mean, can you verify that? I mean, Litecoin in 2019, during that Plus token scam, it was the main coin that went up the fastest. Like, I didn't even know Plus token scam was happening. All I did was watching Litecoin go up. And I remember I was watching it in 2019, and it was the best performing cryptocurrency against any mineable crypto and the broader crypto market. So, all right, guys, I think I'm gonna wrap it up and call it a night here. But appreciate you guys coming down to the chat, and appreciate you guys throwing your thoughts into the chat. Korean Boy J and Swill, appreciate you guys. We'll catch you next episode, and we'll catch you guys later.